so it goes. And today's subject is HTML. Okay, we're previously talking about C. And at this point, we're gonna go back to fundamentals. We gotta go back to fundamentals. So we need some JavaScript, and the JavaScript is gonna be tied into our HTML. JavaScript is gonna be part of our HTML and our CSS. HTML tags. When you're writing code, HTML specifically, they're all based on tags, HTML tags, okay? There's a few different types of tags. There's a lot of different types of tags, but we're gonna go over just a couple important ones. Some of the main ones to get your web page up and going, so you'll be like, okay, I see how this works. And that's the whole point of this video today, is to get you to that point where it's like, okay, I understand how this works. And it's really simple. It's really easy. There's just the rules there that can get complicated. Once you understand the rules, it's like riding a bike. Okay, how good are you riding a bike? Well, I seen a little kid riding a bike over here, and I seen some dude in the X Games riding a bike. Two different levels of riding bikes, but it's easy. Okay, it takes practice. It's like riding that bike. Okay, the first tag we're gonna go over is a DOCTYPE, because that's the first tag that needs to be established on your document when you start writing your code. And here's another thing too. All right, restructure. Is it cut? Okay, edit point. The key skills that we're going to be going over today in this video. This episode, this is number 6, HTML. The key points that we want to get across to you today. No. Now we got to get across to you. These are skills. This is what you need to know, what you need to be able to do in order to write some code, to make your own web page. Okay, and this is how easy it is. If you know how to make a folder, create a folder, how to create a file, specifically an HTML file, okay? It's very, very specific. HTML file, how to save that file, and then how to open the HTML file, okay? Those 4 things, up to this point, this is all you need to know how to do to understand what I'm about to tell you, okay? Now, HTML, what is HTML? HTML stands for hypertext. I'm not even gonna write it. It's not. You want to write it down. Hypertext markup language. That's what HTML stands for. Okay, that's what it stands for. Builds up of tags. The first tag we're gonna use. Get out of the way, HTML tags. This is how tags are made. You start with a bracket, okay? The first tag is a DOCTYPE. So what we're doing right here is telling the browser tell the browser what type of document it's looking at. Okay, that's how you're going to tell the browser what it is, the document's that. And you can use any text pad, any Microsoft Word, and just Notepad. Your Notepad, open up your Notepad, start typing what I'm going to show you right here, and it'll work. But you got to type it exactly. This is one of the things about HTML. If you're missing a bracket, if you're missing one little letter, it's not going to work. And you're not going to know why until you go back and review all your code. So that's why fundamentals, especially with other programs, are very important. Okay, DOCTYPE, that's telling your browser what type of document is HTML. Okay, the browser knows what you're talking about. Next thing you need to do HTML tag. Now when we're doing tags, it's going to be a little bit different from me right here on the whiteboard versus you on your computer. Just a slight difference is the ability to erase and rewrite. You can do it a little faster. HTML, each HTML tag, or most HTML tags, Most tags within the language of HTML require an opening and a closing tag. They all have a need an opening, they need a closing tag, but to make a closing tag, you include a / HTML. Okay? That, you can think of that HTML, opening, closing. Anything inside of here is enclosed inside these HTML tags. Okay, this is what you're gonna need to build your web page inside of them. Inside of these two tags. I put them next to each other like that just so you can see it's opening, closing. But in reality, when you're typing your page and making it look pretty and stuff, you're gonna have a bunch of words in here, bunch of stuff. All that stuff needs to be within the HTML tag. So I typed it right here, I wrote it right here just so you can see what it looks like. In reality, it's probably be somewhere down here. HTML. Because at that point, you'll be like, okay, we're done. This is what our page looks like. That's the close of HTML. And that's gonna be the end of your file. We're like, done, I'm done with the file. This is the web page, what it looks like in Word. And let's see what it looks like in reality. Let's go open the web page, okay? So that's the HTML tag. The next tag you're gonna wanna learn is the body tag and the head tag. Okay, the head, you can almost think about it. Nah, just a head tag, it's a head. The head tag is where you're gonna need to put all your information. The head tag is not a part of the physical look of your page. It's not part of the formatting of your page. It's not part of the style of your page. The head has all the information, like the name of your page, the name of your website, keywords that you want Google searchers to look for. So if I'm making a page about pizza, I might want to throw in some keywords like toppings in the Google search. When someone search toppings, when someone searches toppings, it's like, hey, this website over here has toppings in it. I don't know what you're looking for, but this is a possible search result for you. So that's going to be within the head as well. So that's the head. Again, has to be inside the HTML document, okay? And the head is going to be at the top, always going to be at the top. It's going to be your first, after the HTML, it's always going to be your the first tag that you're going to have. And let's give it a few lines, because sometimes this head gets really big, sometimes it's not, depending on your webpage. But we'll make it just, I'll give it a couple spaces. There's a closing tag, okay? The next, excuse me. The next tag. Let's go with a title tag, because you're gonna give your website a title. And then we're gonna call this 15-minute frenzies. You know what? Let's make our fucking webpage right now. We haven't made a webpage yet. So we're gonna do this webpage. We're gonna make our webpage over fucking YouTube videos. Okay. So HTML. 15 minute. And then you don't have to make your website called 15-minute frenzy. That's just fine. You can call yours whatever you want. 15-minute frenzy. And then we're gonna close the title. And that's it. Everything in between this title bracket and this title bracket is the text. That's the subject or the information within that tag. And that's what it contains. 15-minute frenzy. That's the title of our webpage. Okay. Now again, this isn't a lot of space. There's gonna be a lot more stuff in it, but for now, this is gonna suffice for getting our point across. The head contains the information about the page, like the title, and also we're gonna be using CSS and JavaScript. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be using CSS as well as JavaScript in our HTML file or in our web page. And so these are also going to be in different files. You can include them inside your web page, but it's easier I've learned to be easier. You have it separated and just link it. Okay. So CSS, just a brief description, is the styles, the colors, the shapes, pictures, all that stuff. or not the pictures, we'll type the pictures, but all the styles, CSS, cascading style sheets to style your page. That's CSS. And then JavaScript does cool different interactive things, like whenever you click a button and something happens or pop up, or not necessarily, not links. We're talking about animation, things popping in and out of the sites, it's moving stuff. If it's moving, it's likely JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript, CSS, and then HTML is what we're learning today. Go. Tags. Which other tags? Title, and finally the body tag. The body tag is the last one we're going to discuss today. The body tag. Body, and we'll put the closed body down here. Just because the body is going to be the main, this is inside of here, all these lines is going to be what you're going to use to type. And I have 20s because I'm bored, but it's going to be a bigger problem. I don't know, we'll see. It depends on how much stuff you put on your webpage. You don't necessarily need a whole lot of code to make a webpage. If you're creative and you know style, you can get a nice looking, gorgeous, clean webpage with very, very minimal code. And it's going to look good, and it's going to be, the people are going to want to push those buttons. That's all you really need is a little bit of style, a little bit of symmetry, and some yin yang stuff going on in your, and of course, like, you got to pray for it and all that other stuff. You make wishes every time you see a shooting star that your page gets nice and noticed. So there's a lot of stuff you got to do that goes on with getting your HTML, but you can definitely do things to move it along, you know? So making it nice and pretty, making it look very, very attractive is one of the easiest things you can do as long as you know how to, easier to look right, whatever looks good, make it look good. So that, making it look good, is going to be built in here, paired with the CSS and JavaScript. Okay, now, create a folder. You know how to create folders. We're going to go to the basic things. These are the basic things. Go to a desktop. Go to your desktop. Right click. Go new folder. Click folder. New folder. You got a new folder. Open that folder. Right click. Create new file. Make it a text file. .txt. Or you know what? Make it .html. Open a text file. A text file. A text file. A text file. Text pad. Your text pad. Open that sucker up. Right click, save as, or whatever, go save as. When you save it as, don't save it as a txt, save it as .html. And that's gonna be your web page. So whenever you double click it, your computer's gonna know, oh, it's an HTML file. I must need to open a web browser because it's an HTML file. And that's all that is with the HTML file. Once you have your web page built, you have your HTML file. Can you create a file? Do you know how to make a file, a new file? That's easy. Open up a text pad or a Word document. It's easy as text pad, just easy text pad. Okay, because all we're doing right here is typing. You don't need any fancy snazzy stuff. You just need a text pad. Okay. In fact, open up an email and start typing it in your email because you're gonna email your web page to someone. So open up your email, open up a new email document, and then start typing. Okay. That's your HTML file. Any file, save it as .html, it becomes an HTML file. Okay? Save your file. Click save. Save as, save. Save the file. Where are we saving it? The folder you just created called 15-minute frenzy. And then how do you open that file? Double click it. Okay? That's all you need to know. Right here. The key skills to continue on here are these 14. Okay? Next. Oh, finally, paragraph tag. Finally, the last thing we'll do is talk about is a paragraph tag. It goes like this. Welcome home. Okay, paragraph tag. The P, close P. This text, save it. In your, hopefully you have your text document up already and you've typed everything exactly like I did. Click save, go back to that folder, open up that file and see what happens. That's your first web page. Welcome home.